Okay, there we go. We got a scene change. Hello, welcome. We don't have much time to do intros now. We have a Link to the Past Randomizer League Season 6 match. We are in round 2 of the Invitational brackets here. We have a match between the Bratwurst buddies, represented by Mr. Ed and Tedo. This is wrong on the screen. Ignore what your eyes are telling you. And the last location here is represented by Structural Mike and Zen Arcane. I'm Gilgamesh. I'm joined by MindDM. We're getting started here. Hello.
Hey, Gil. Yeah, we are going to kick this thing right off. We've got a map in sync. Yeah, you don't get a text box on it because this is Randomizer. This is game one between these two teams, and these are friends of mine, all four of them. I'm familiar with all of them. Tedo is... I got to know him when he was a big avian artist in years past.
Perhaps the greatest avian artist, some would say.
Perhaps the big bird, one might say, even.
So yeah, we're playing Randomizer today. Just a regular, quote-unquote, regular open 7-7. But all the enemies are shuffled, including the bosses.
I find the boss shuffle to be the best part of this.
For sure.
And back in the day, it was even better before they added the functionality to compasses to let you map check in a dungeon when you had the compass and know what the boss was. The way the rando gods intended was you just walk into the boss room and you face check it.
I believe we also have starting boots here. They're not necessarily represented on everyone's screen at the moment, but that is part of the mode, is that you start with boots, so you can just run face first into linals and rollers right from the start.
That is by far the best part of co-op Randomizer, right? Well, the best part of co-op Randomizer is the fact that you get to play the game with your friend. The last Locationeers, the Bratwurst buddies, they're each in their own voice call. They're going to be sharing information on where all of these items are. And also, in the case of Randomizer, where all of the strange enemies are. Like, don't dash on the overworld screen south of the village. There are 3 gigantic rollers that are just going to wreck your face.
The best part of Randomizer is hearing your teammate go, "Oh my god," and then waiting 3 seconds and asking, "Well, what happened?"
And the answer generally starts with, "Well, I'm dead, but it was..."
And yeah, we see we got a cape on Uncle there, which is pretty nice. So safeties are at a premium in this mode, given the Randomizer part of it. Cape is a great one. Can of Burn is pretty good. Powder is very nice to have as well. So that early cape is going to come in handy here for sure.
2 of those can make half magic a very nice thing to have. A lot of the safeties in this game tend to be pretty magic based. So we're talking about those. Also, a couple of the medallions can get a lot of usage here. Bombos and Ether are really nice go away buttons if you can get them in a sword.
Bottle's also very nice, which Tedo picks up there in Chicken Hut.
And you can certainly get into a situation with this where you just don't have a lot of hit points because some of those heart containers can just be really out of the way. And then some of them can just be in the well and you say, all right, there it is.
So yeah, both teams really just kind of going through the Kakariko checks here to start. Although Zen is doing a little bit of an unorthodox play, especially in Randomizer, and water walking straight to the waterfall cave here, which water walking makes it a little bit safer, but it can be very dangerous because you don't know what that enemy's going to be right there as soon as you pop out of the whirlpool.
Yeah, it's not bad initially while you have the invincibility frames. It's more what happens once you get out of those. And Tedo's taking that glove to the back of escape. Nothing, and a small key. He takes a couple of steps towards that dark crossplay and says, you know what, this is Randomizer. I'm just not going to. Wow, bottle vendor not being a gigantic scam. Okay. Yeah, Zen, after his, as Gil called it, the unorthodox early play with that water walk, is going to go and get all of these things out of the village that Mike has scoped out. Mike is going to do things that Tedo's done. Tedo's getting down onto South Shore. And, well, Ed's just being a horse.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad play, because it gives Mike a chance to scout Kakariko, find out what Zen actually needs, and then just skip the rest.
Oh, suddenly audio.
There we go.
And speaking of a thing, the second glove on the NPC there in Mini Moldorm Cave, that's pretty good.
5-minute Dark World access, let's go.
And normally you'd think, well, maybe Dark World is kind of scary on 6 Hearts Green Mail. We're gonna dash around in the Dark World, but it's itemized. It's probably no worse than the Light World.
We have chat asking for Dark Aga. What do you think about that?
Oh, that'll be fine. We've got some gigantic memers in this race. I'm sure somebody'll make some silly play, whether it'll be that or something else. That looks suspiciously like a hook shot to me, Gil.
That does look like a hook shot. You know, I don't hate seeing that.
Anybody for a Dark Old Man rescue? An Randomizer?
I mean, honestly, the Dark Man Cave is usually not too bad.
Until it is.
Yeah, it can be, but in my experience, the enemies tend to just get caught in the walls a lot of the time.
This track that Mike has right now, I know where it is from, but it's really giving me some old school Disgaea vibes.
I can see that. Yeah, that hookshot is kind of a big deal because honestly, who goes to escape an Randomizer?
Mike, apparently. And now Ed's going to do this water walk thing. Speaking of that 5-minute Dark World access, here we are. We're closing in on 8 minutes in now, but Tedo's in the Dark World. He's in Thieves Town of all places.
Alright, everyone's got the mitts now. We got Tedo going to Thieves Town. Thieves Town is another one that could be a pretty big decider in these kinds of seeds because, you know, the boss is shuffled, so you don't need to go through the attic and the basement to, you know, blow up the ceiling and bring blind into the light. You just get to walk into the boss room and fight the boss. So a lot of times you'll see people beat the boss and then just never go back, because who wants to spend all that time back there?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure there are at least 2 items back there in this case, and I can absolutely see Tedo bailing, but when Ed gets there later, depending on what the item loadout looks like, it's entirely possible that between them the team says, alright, well, you have to go do the bad thing now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, free second bottle. We were talking about those bottles of safeties earlier. That one comes empty, so, you know, you can fill it with whatever you want, provided you find the money.
Yeah, we'll take it. I mean, you're gonna probably want potions in this mode because you can get forced into some pretty nasty boss fights potentially.
And oh look, Ed, who never goes to escape, is going to escape.
Well, that's good for the Bratwurst buddies because they will get their hook shot.
And Mike is just going to kick this Dark World adventure off with Skullwoods.
I've heard Skullwoods always says something, like the lamp. Lamp is another one that is, you know, it's not an item that you're necessarily gonna need for most other seeds, but Dark Rooms in Randomizer a lot more difficult than non-Randomizer.
They can get more than a little questionable, and sometimes even when you have the lamp, the question remains, what's in here that I'm not seeing?
Mm-hmm. Yes, when you're walking through a dark room and suddenly you take 4 hearts of damage and immediately die, you're like, alright, well, what was that?
It could have been a Wizrobe. You could have just had a Wizrobe spawn in right on top of you. So Teto has grabbed the smith, is doing a little bit of south routing. Probably not going a whole lot farther than Hype Cave, I wouldn't expect.
No, I mean, there's no way you go to... Well, you could go to Pod here, because even though the right side is logically locked by the bow, practically it is not.
Alright, spare swingy in Hype Cave. That's reasonably hype, I suppose. And perhaps, as expected, that was as far as the smith really wanted to go, so now Teto's going to take him home. Ed is going to go for this Dark Old Man Rescue, which is the thing we were talking about. The Dark Room can be a little questionable.
It'll be fine.
I think Zin's doing it as well, so we've got
Yeah,
a
it's
couple
just a
of
bunch
guards who are
of stupid guards
probably
caught in the wall, yeah.
That one red guard is on a mission, but everybody else seems to be just kind of hanging out, doing a little rock climbing. And there's one of those nice go away buttons.
We got Bombos, we got Ether, we got Quake. I mean, we got the whole set between our racers.
And it does feel like Mike and Teto are the self-declared the slow and steady runners. They're just kind of taking things in a nice, even loop here. They're going to make the checks all in a row.
A normal route, if you will. How you would... Yeah. Whereas...
And Ed and Zin are just doing whatever they feel so inclined at the moment.
Mm-hmm. There are a lot of checks up here. We can do Paradox, we can do Super Bunny, we can do Hookshot Cave.
Mike gets to come in and see this Moldorm.
Little NMG Moldorm fight here.
Ish. He doesn't have
Sort
any
of.
hits to knock you into. Also, you can tell it's a high-quality Moldorm by the fact that it has 8 eyes.
Oh, good. We have a mushroom in Paradox Cave. And a shield, and nothing.
A health refill that kind of worked out for Eds and seemed to have not taken quite so many extraneous hearts of damage on the way.
So it looks like Ed is going to go ahead and do Spiral Cave here first before we go into Dark Death Mountain, which makes sense. As long as we don't... Okay, yeah, putting that cape to good use.
Yeah, wants to see what's on the floating island, also doesn't want to take 3 hearts of damage from the Lionel.
Starfish Cave. Alright, just another heart piece here in Spiral. So Zen and Ed currently chasing each other around on the mountain. Gonna head into the portal down here and do Super Bunny and Hookshot Cave next. As Mike and Tedo work their way through opposite ends of the Dark World.
Oh hey, our team tags have been updated.
They have, yes. Mike's spending the big bucks to pick up a couple bombs here.
Yeah, rather than doing 2 additional screen transitions to go buy bombs at the regular price, you just
There's a mirror in Super Bunny.
Ooh, alright.
That's pretty spicy. Let's do Pendant Hera.
Pendant Hera, everyone's favorite.
Let's see what we got. TR is Ether. So again, we have all of our medallion knowledge.
Yep, both teams know it. That one's going to be fine.
That's a good point. That does chat pointing out. We can do Pendant Swamp Logic now if we want. Oh, this is great. See, this is where Randomizer really gets good, is this stupid anti-fairy there bouncing around.
And it says, you know what, I've got a cape, that'll do just fine. And
yeah,
I think Zin's going to go for exactly the same play.
Nothing else there. So, yeah, we're just going to head over to Hera and see what we can pull out of this. There's only 2 items in here. Meanwhile, Tedo heading into Pod.
Bowless, hammerless, mirrorless pod? Yeah, that's a place you really want to be, right?
Yeah, but again, you can check everything in here even without the bow, so... Minus the boss, obviously.
Yeah, cannot clear.
Looks like Mike is going to go ahead and follow Tedo into Pod as well. And yes, the right side of Pod is still logically locked by the bow, even though, you know, it's not... You probably don't need the bow to beat it, because they can't be mimics there.
Ed, with that quick map check, we find out that the moth is hiding at the top of Tower of Hera. Not nearly as dangerous outside of its room, because, well, it's the room that's the real boss of that dungeon.
And we have not gotten either of the 2 items in Hera yet. Was I counting that right?
If we've got a small key, we had to get a big key at some point. Yeah. Okay, yeah, no, we're getting an item off of the boss, and we've got an item in the basement that we cannot get because the runners who are up here are not the runners with the lamp.
Unless this is the fire rod on Moth.
Could be, theoretically.
How about 10 arrows?
It's not. You take some sticks, you rub them together, you make fire. That's the way it works, right? And then you hold your makeshift torch over the brazier, and there you go. Easy game.
All right, well, you know, we've got our first pendant. I believe Bombos was in Spec Cave? I feel...
Seems like Ed would have it if that's where
yeah,
it was,
they've
but
been
maybe
following
not.
each other most of the way, so maybe Ed might actually have it. I'll have to wait for a menu check here. Or
just watch as he quick swaps through to something, maybe?
I can check twitch.tv/MrEd3 and see that he does in fact have the Bombos.
Yeah, that'll do. He's also going to grab the ether since he's the one who is up there and knows that that is 100% required.
Zen gonna come into Skull Woods to get that lamp.
Mildly surprised that Ed is not acquiring the lamp, but here we go. He is going to do the smith with the mirror. It's going to be pretty free.
So far, Pod not turning up anything too interesting.
Yeah, 20 bucks when you can just run across the floor and get 3 times that much? That doesn't seem so worth. Those rollers are pretty good, though.
Yeah, this is, Tedo not even gonna try it. Come on, you got cape, you could do that. You just set it up and then drop the cape right before the bomb explodes. Easy. Oh, we did pick up half magic, though. That's pretty nifty.
It is pretty good, but if the best thing you're pulling out of this is kind of a second level safety, I'm sure that you feel great about the time expenditure.
Well, I mean, you do have to find a biggie here anyway, right? So you were going to do most of this regardless. So it doesn't feel that bad. But yeah, that's it. So it's these mirror checks or Smith Chain or first chest of Swamp? Actually, has anyone been into Eastern yet?
If anyone, I would expect that it would have been Zen, and I don't think he did.
Tisk tisk. And Ed pulling nothing out of Smith Chain.
No, you only think you're going to get things out of Smith Chain. All you get is disappointment.
Looks like they're not going to go for the super out of logic swamp play. Or maybe. Sorry, Ed hasn't done Hype Cave yet, so this will get sword number 2.
Yeah, go ahead and get sword number 2 just in case you wind up getting baited into the back of Pendant Swamp and you wind up having to fight something kind of obnoxious.
We're basically just swapping positions now. Mike and Tedo heading up the mountains, they can go get their mirror, and then Ed and Zen doing their Dark World checks. This looks like it's gonna be Swamp. I don't know how much I like going further than the first chest in here. Because it's a pendant and it's not logical.
Yeah, it takes so long to get in here, though. What else are we really missing? We're going to need a bow to be able to clear Pod. We're going to need the Cane of Samaria. We're going to need a flute. Then I feel like there's enough other things in here that you can go ahead and risk it.
Tedo picking up another sword there from that shovel.
Tedo's going to have to backtrack and get his hook shot before he can do mountain things.
Whoa, yeah,
Ooh,
okay. I
yeah,
think I'm
alright,
taking
yep.
that and going.
Mm-hmm. You and Ed are thinking the same thing.
Flute in the first chest of swamp there. So that gives us Mire access, which is very exciting. Looks like Zen is probably going to do the same thing here, so we'll find that flute fairly shortly. I think Zen is going to go to swamp. They just want to grab the sword first before heading in. Oh, extra heart container. Ed opted not to grab that.
Yeah, he's got the cape already. He knows where third sword is. He knows where half magic is if he wants to go fetch that. You'll probably start feeling okay on health once you get to around this level.
Oh,
Now,
looks like
of course,
Zen is not going to go for swamp, or wants to turn to this mushroom first, maybe?
Alright, I mean, he can always just come right back. Just hop right back in that whirlpool. And I guess Ed's going to grab his first fire here since the fire rod does not appear to be forthcoming.
There was a blue mail on that mushroom. You know, we could go into Ice Palace.
I don't see why not. That's just probably the most terrifying dungeon in the entirety of Randomizer.
Tedo finally going into Eastern, and it looks like this is then gonna double back here to Swamp. Just wanted to do that mushroom first in case it was the hammer. That looked like a Vitreous to me in Eastern.
I missed the map check, but you're probably right. And it'll be fairly easy to tell because eventually Ted will reach the point where he'll either go to the boss or he won't.
Be interesting to see what Zen does here, if Zen also bails out after getting that flute. Oh, so the shovel was on Catfish. Interesting. So Ed's going to get that shortly. Yep, Zen says flute's good enough for me. See ya.
Yeah, and Ed is going to pair up turning this mushroom in with getting the catfish rather than with the play into swamp. So, yeah, it all kind of comes out in the wash, I guess. Mike getting some very bad news from Zora there. Returns are down this year.
Zen activating that flute as Tedo continues going through Eastern Palace. We do still have Ice Palace on the table. We still have Mire area on the table. I do think we'll probably see Ed head over to the Mire area after Catfish here.
Grab the shovel, get the sword, go to Mire. Yep.
Zen heading to Mire right now. So, for Zen's sake, we're gonna hope this isn't Quake. That looked like Ether to me.
That looked like Ether to me.
Nothing in Mire Shed. Oh, that room, that back of Easter room was very nice. That can be a lot meaner than that.
And often is.
Alright, well, it's not the overworld checks in my area, so or is this game's just gonna make us do, Caneless Mire here? Caneless Mire or Hammerless Ice Palace? What's your choice?
Well, it looks like Zin's choice may be Brunt of
free
Desert.
sword.
Yeah, very free sword.
That's true. Desert is... Well, Desert's also a pendant, but it is the green pendant. Alright, luckily Tedo's got that tempered sword, so this fight shouldn't be too bad. Doesn't have that cape safety, though.
Seems to be working out alright for him so far, though.
Yep. Nicely done. The head picking up the gold sword.
Just a casual 31-minute golden sword.
Doesn't look like Desert is turning up too much either.
Yeah, no, that was a red rupee that Zin got out of the compass chest.
Are you more apt to beat pendant Landmo here, or dip into Mire first?
Oh, that's a rough question. I feel like my answer is going to be Mire, and it's because once I get that green pendant, then I'm also kind of sitting in a situation where I kind of want to go turn that in, because...
Although that was both items there right in the front, so...
Alright, yeah, so scratch all of
definitely,
that.
yeah.
I'm not killing that boss for a pendant right now, but...
Well, Zen is! Tedo's going into ice. Alright, let's go!
Zen Arcane and Mind DM, different players, confirmed. Alright, here we go. Yeah, I'll be curious to see how Ed feels about that one.
I don't think Ed's doing Landmo. Alright, well, I am also not Mr. Ed, much like you are not Zen Arcane. Perhaps this is why I am not in playoffs.
Perhaps that's why I'm not even in this league. Oh, speaking of finding things, just go to ice and get your ice rod? Question
of course.
Fire rod?
That was the fire rod, yeah.
Rod. Yeah. Oh, and there is a face check of a Trinex in the back of Desert Palace, and Zen says, well, so much for that nonsense.
That's another reason to maybe not do that.
Yeah, when the boss holds the compass, that's always a bit of a questionable situation, and both Zen and Ed are going to think, well, I just threw away 2 minutes.
Yeah, luckily both players made the same mistake, so... Edo gonna continue on into Ice Palace. Yeah, that is true. So the chat pointing out that the Trinex info is good to have, because that, you know, there are going to be some duplicates of bosses, but you do know that you can cross the Trinex off the list already, which chances are you probably don't need Ice Rod now.
Yeah, chances are reasonably good there. Of course, it could also just be living in its vanilla home, too.
It could be, yeah.
Well, you're going to find your Ice Rod on Laser Bridge, like it does.
Oh, Ed checking... So it looks like Ed is... Okay, we're walking now, so it would then probably Mire for Ed.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and get everything in the area.
Tedo continuing deeper into Ice Palace. Did we get both items out of Skullwoods, or is there an item in the back? I wasn't...
There might be an item in the back.
I know we got the lamp, but I didn't see if there was anything else. Not that I think you bail on Ice Palace here with that Ice Rod just to go do off, but... That's probably your next stop after this. We have flippers. Has anyone checked Hobo?
Yes, Ed did. I think that was a heart container.
Gotcha.
There's Ed going to use one of those go away buttons. Says Meyer 2, nope.
Structural Mike getting his third sword.
But Gil, we're starting to run into a question here. Where in the world is this hammer?
It's got to be either in Mire or Ice.
I was waiting for Tedo to pull it out of Ice.
I was too. I was kind of hoping. But I don't think... I mean, I guess it could be on Moth, right?
If we're right about there still being an item in the back of Skull Woods, then yeah, it could be there.
It can't be in Swamp. We've already gone as far as we can in Swamp with without the hammer. Yeah, I'm like racking my brain for things we haven't checked yet, and I'm up empty. That's not it, and that's it as far as what we can do in Ice. So Ice wasn't the answer.
Not the answer until you have to come back later.
Hey, mind
DM.
How about back of Thieves Town?
Yeah, how about back in Thieves Town? That terrible check that nobody wants to do in Randomizer because they can just run in and fight the boss immediately. And the back of Randomized Thieves Town is oddly terrifying.
I've never seen that decide in an Randomizer race before.
No, never.
Oh yeah, Hera Basement potentially as well.
Yeah, it did not have fire at the time. There's an item hanging out there.
All the fun locations left. Alright, yeah, it wasn't Meyer either, so we are down to 2 or 3 spots left, I think.
And Tedo's going to go for the one that has a crystal attached, which makes a whole lot of sense.
So here's the real funny part, right, is if we go to Hera Basement, get our Ice Rod, and then our hammer's on Green Pendant.
Ew. Alright, so Zen's out of Mire. He's up on the mountain.
This has got to be Basement,
Probably
right?
heading for Basement?
I can't imagine... I'm pretty sure Zen cleared everything else out up here.
And it makes a lot of sense, not knowing about the fire rod yet, that he can't be doing something like rushing the moth.
Yeah, Mike coming in here to get his fire rod. So, I mean, I'm assuming Mike's gonna do the same thing Tedo did and clear out as much as possible. Did we check who the boss here was in Skull Woods? This is going to be a fun surprise.
It's going to be a fun surprise to me, anyway.
Oh, it's everyone's favorite. Helmo without hammer. This is a blast.
Yep.
Literally
Bomb
and figuratively.
Helmosaur.
With exactly 5 bombs Tedo has here?
Well, he's got 5 left now, so he should be fine. He's got 1 extra.
Yeah, he's just... Oh, this is... You have to kind of, like, tank it.
Yeah.
Tank the... Okay, I think that one hit.
That should have hit. Helmo was walking into the explosion.
Yeah, you just gotta walk... You gotta walk it right into him here.
And Tedo's got some bottles. He should have some safety here. He should be fine.
We got it. Alright, nice. Oh, no, just use the bottle. Okay, we're fine.
I would have been very tempted to use any safety in the world there other than what Tedo did, but okay, it worked.
Woo! Oh my god.
Okay, that's a place for a hammer, and you can see Ed just says,
Required bomb Helma in Skull Woods for the hammer. Let's go.
Yeah, so go to ice, get your fire rod, go to the back of Skull Woods, get your hammer off the moth, but it's not really a moth.
Alright, so now, if you're Teto, what are you doing? Are you going to finish Ice Palace? Are you going Swamp?
I finish ice, I think.
Because...
Swamp's
I mean,
a pendant. I'm not going back in there unless I have
know,
to.
but what else do we have? How many items do we get out of Ice? We've done everything in Pod. We've done everything in Ice. We can't do anything else in Mire and TR without Kane. Like, what else are you doing here?
Back of Thieves.
Looks like we're gonna go Pyramid Fairy.
Pyramid Fairy seems like an entirely reasonable thing that reasonable runners would do. Which is why I'm surprised Teto's doing it.
Teto has to have Mirror, right? Teto must have gotten Mirror. Teto was on the mountain. Mirror's in Super Bunny Cave. He has to have that. Doesn't have it tracked. Huh, okay. I could have sworn Teto went up on the mountain, but apparently did not.
No, that was when he didn't have hookshot yet, and so he went to try to escape.
Right.
So he's definitely not going to Swamp right now.
No, that seems unlikely. Alright, Pyramid Fairy has nothing.
And more nothing.
So, yeah, the options are back of Thieves Town, maybe one item in Ice. Again, I wasn't counting if we got all three. Maybe one item in Pod, and then Swamp. Hammer Pig? Oh, that's true. Yeah, good point in chat. Pyramid Fairy, not in Logic, because we don't have a bow, and logically a bow is required for Eastern.
Yeah, and we're starting to get down to that point where maybe you want to hew a little closer to Logic. We're missing a couple of things that we really need to beat the seed.
Yeah, I really do think Swamp is probably the play here. I mean, we can do... so Teto should... Teto doesn't have an invincibility item, because we have Spike Cave in Logic now, too.
Remind me, where was the cape that maniac is dodging?
Wasn't it on Uncle?
That kind of sounds right.
It looks like Teto just snagging that mirror and actually going to go straight into Swamp. I guess this makes sense, because Teto does need to get that flute anyway, so send him in there, get the flute, and finish up the rest of Swamp looking for your Samaria. Alright, Ed doing battle here with the helicopter.
He missed with the first two bombs. Now he's just holding on to them until they go off.
That's the way to do it here. You don't really have a better option, honestly.
Depending on the direction that the conveyor is going, you can play around with throwing the bombs at Helma, but yeah, by and large, if you've got enough health, just go ahead and hold on to them.
Right.
It makes life so much easier.
Looks like we've got Mike heading to the back of Skull Woods, so last Locationeers will be finding their hammer soon. So with Teto heading to Swamp, I'll be interested to see what Ed does. I'm guessing we probably send Ed to maybe Thieves Town, because Ed hasn't done that yet.
Yeah, pick up Hammer Peg, back of Thieves, and Ed gets his Thieves Town clear while he's there. I like it. I think the better question at the moment is, what is Zinarkane going to do? Yeah, he's going to leave on that, but does he
Right, doesn't
immediately
know
rush
about the hammer
Cell? But he
yet.
doesn't know about the hammer yet. So what does he do in this situation? Well, Mike has to traverse a few more screens.
This is a good question. Maybe just follow. I mean, they might be on last location, so if that's the case, then you just follow.
Or alternatively, he can get his thieves clear while Mike is fishing this out.
That's true. Good call. That looks like that's what he's going to do.
No,
Mike, don't throw the bomb.
But I didn't see what the boss was. Nothing in hammer pegs, though.
Oh, does Mike not have enough bombs? Did he not get the first couple hits on? Mike doesn't have. Oh no, he's got to hit this one. So just don't throw it, Mike. Just. Okay. Yes. Okay.
And then cape up and make sure that you don't have to come do this fight again.
Exactly.
Which is an answer to that question that every runner in this match can do, except Teto.
Hey, Teto took care of business.
Yeah, he did.
Alright, so Teto coming up empty in Swamp so far. Did not go left side, though, so headed straight to the back.
It's fine, the back's where the density is.
Speaking of the back, I think we're going to see Ed head back there as well. After a nice bonk on the torch there. Okay, there's Helma number 2, so that's our first duplicate. Looks like Mike's going right back into Swamp with that hammer.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem to have done much yet. Again,
No.
Teto did not do left side, but yeah, rushing the back didn't accomplish anything.
I think you go back in for left side, given how few spots are left at this point. No, not the cane we're looking for.
Yeah, and this also tells me that perhaps we don't have items left in Ice and Pod, because otherwise putting crystals on the board and having the chance to get, well, with Pod you still have to have the bow, but you could go back to Ice with that hammer at this point.
Alright. East Town, small key. Oh man, imagine if the progression was in the big chest here and you got super punished for coming into the back early. Nope. So it's not Thieves Town. So it's either left side Swamp, potentially one item in Ice Palace, or Spike Cave? I think.
And the last Locationeers really seemed to like throwing these bombs in, threw that when it bounced back at him, and then he picked it up.
Stop throwing the bombs, people!
But that's a crystal for Ed, and a crystal for Zen, and a big key on left side Swamp.
That had to be somewhere. And there's a heart container.
And all that means is Tedo gets to backtrack, so Ed's on the mountain, but he's got the flute, so who knows if he's... Yeah, looks like he is staying here.
It's got to be Spike Cave from Ed. I don't know what else is up there. I guess neither of them has checked Hair Basement, so could be Hair Basement to Spike Cave for Ed. Okay, it's not Swamp Palace either. Looks like Zen's going back to Ice. And Tedo's probably going to follow suit.
Yeah, I don't see a reason for Tedo to go much of anywhere else if he's...
No, given the two locations that are left, I think this is the right call. Alright, Spike Cave. There's our bow. So now we can do pod for one item. Tedo getting that info from Ed, thinking for a second. I think Tedo probably should have still gone and cleared Ice, but I could see potentially wanting to wait for a cane. Just to make it faster, but I don't know. I think you just suck it up and do it. Again, I don't remember if there's an item on Cold Stare or not. Or in the H room.
There could be one in the Vanilla Big Key location as well.
Yeah, so probably an item in here still.
Probably an item left.
Yeah, probably. I think Ice is a better option. I mean, Tedo may still do that after activating this flute. See if Mike ends up going in for left side again. That was Ed's first time into pod, so Ed's got to grab that big key.
Yeah, we'll see if he also wants to go to that half magic.
A couple potions.
And Tedo says, give me the good stuff. I don't want this green one, I want the blue one. Mike is indeed going to go back in. Since this is his second trip, he's going to have to grab this key so that he can do his Spexy statue a second time. Again,
much like Tedo did, I think it makes sense for Mike given how few locations that they have left available to them at this point. Looks like Tedo is going to grab that bow now, though. Which I find a little interesting, but I guess it's fine.
I feel like if Ed was a little sooner into pod, it would have made more sense because he could have then gotten to the boss in time for Tedo to know, hey, rush over here or not.
Yeah, I mean, you're just like you're playing for exactly Kane on Helmasaur here, I think, by not doing Ice. Oh, there's a
nice
book in
H room. Which gives us a grand total of 2 checks, which is 2 more than we had before.
Okay, here's Tedo heading back to Ice now. So Tedo will find that book, which is very exciting. Ed grabbing everything he needs from pod, gonna head to Helma now. I'm guessing Cold Stare still has an item too, with Zen checking the big key chest after picking up that book.
Seems likely.
Alright, time to play everyone's favorite game of Count the Enemies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, we're good. No wall masters.
That anti-fairy was absolutely giving Ed the business. All the business he could stand.
It's our first Armos Knights. Oh, see, that's why Tedo picked up the bow before coming to Ice Palace. Alright, Mike about to find that bow in Spike Cave. And after we're done swinging, and look at that! A cane on the boss of Ice Palace.
Never happens.
No, that's never happened before. So that is probably go mode for Last Locationeers. As long as we don't run into a duplicate Trinex, I think we're good to go.
Yeah, seems like a solid position for going.
Bratwurst Buddy's not too far behind, though. But I do think Last Locationeers currently have a dungeon lead, so I would put Locationeers, you know, ahead right now.
I'd say fairly solidly ahead, yes. Tedo checking the boss. They're likely to be rather happy he chose to go get that bow first.
Assuming Ed's just going to mirror and clear out Eastern while Tedo continues hunting in Ice Palace.
That was a really good menu, Ed. Don't let anybody tell you different.
Wait, why didn't Ed do Eastern?
I'm not sure why Ed didn't do Eastern. I'm really not sure why Ed didn't do Eastern. That doesn't make a lick of sense to me.
Yeah, that seems like maybe a mistake. Boss of Eastern was just Vitreous, so it's not like Ed couldn't beat it. Alright, and Bratwurst Buddy is about to be in go mode. Tedo getting a faster Armos kill here with that bow. And there is their cane. So now we just play the cross your fingers and hope there's not a second Trinex along the way game. We don't know the boss of... Actually, did we check the boss of Meyer? I don't remember if Zen checked that while he was exploring Meyer.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
We definitely don't know the boss of TR, and we might see another Trinex in GT, potentially.
Yeah, the scarier part is usually when you just haven't seen any at all.
Yes, yeah. No, knowing that we've already run into one makes you feel a lot safer, for sure. Tedo heading over to Pod here to finish this out.
Ed is in a bit of a spicy health situation here, although the boss is not all that dangerous.
He's got blue mail, he's fine.
Oh, Mike.
Stop quick swapping the mirror.
Yeah. That almost got a little more exciting than I think he probably intended it to be.
Ed, please. Oh my lord.
Nobody's been having any luck in that room.
Alright, Mike's got to go finish Pod. I don't think Mike's been in Pod at all. No, he has. He's got half magic, so Mike can just go straight to the boss. Zen Mad Lad here trying to do the hammer jump.
making an honest attempt at it, but yeah.
He's gonna try it again. No, so the big key to pod is in Dark Maze. But, I mean, Zen's got plenty of keys. I don't really... Is this just for swag? He's got 2 keys. He's fine.
Yeah, now he's got dead.
And now he's dead. Yeah, that's less ideal. Oh, did Zen not go through the front? Oh, he didn't go through the front. Oh. I still think you just... I'm pretty sure you still just go through the door there.
Yeah, you just eat that key and you go get the other key and you feel less bad
hey, look,
than,
there's
hey,
a
I
key.
just
Wow.
died on the bridge. Yeah, shocking. Look, there's a key.
All right, Ed coming back to Eastern now after going to Ice Palace for some unknown reason.
I don't know, maybe he just heard the call of Samaria.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. Alright, so looks like Tedo is likely going to be the first person into GT. Still has to do Meyer and TR, but is ahead of the other 3 racers at the moment.
And I think this was a vanilla big key in Eastern, so Ed's gonna be in here for a hot minute.
I believe Ed was in Meyer, so Tedo does know where the big key is, and I think it was vanilla.
Mike using those spikes to really good effect on those first couple of cold stare buffs. The last one got away from him just a little bit, but that's what the fire rod's for.
Yes, while we have a little bit of a lull here and people clear up their last few dungeons, give a shout out to our runners here, Structural Mike, Zen Arcane, Mr. Ed 3, and Tedo. Give them a follow on their twitch.tv channels. We've also got some more Twitch channels for my co-com, MindDM, who is a Tetris expert, and our trackers, Arya Stark and Bellady. Thank you for helping us out today.
I would like to point out that according to the game itself, the correct terminology is Tetris Master. which is definitely not true, but nevertheless, that's what the game says.
As someone who is not a Tetris master, I am not familiar. Alright, and taken down Vitreous. So Ed and Zen finishing up their last, or their 5th crystals at about the same time. Tedo with a bit of a lead over Mike into Meyer. Mike also needs to get that big key because Zen was the one who dipped Meyer on their team.
And a lot of this can still really be equalized by GT and whatever bosses are hiding.
Yeah, so here's an interesting potential wrinkle. Ed and Mike didn't get that book. Now, chances are we don't need Ice Rod, but if we do, that could be a thing.
Yeah, it's just outstanding there is a thing that doesn't matter until it does. And Bombos really is the weapon of choice for this mode,
Oh yeah,
too.
although Ed missing one of the Gibdos.
Ed also has Butter Sword. Gibdos don't stand a whole lot of a chance against Butter Sword.
Yeah, Zen stopping off to get those potions put Ed slightly ahead of him now. So overall, Bratwurst buddies hanging on to a slight lead here, I think.
And we've got a blind, so that's not going to really cause anybody...
This is actually a really annoying spot for blind.
I would say it wouldn't cause anybody any problems, but it is going to cause Teto some problems because he never grabbed the cape. Nor did he get the blue cane. Ed's the only one who got the blue cane. That was in the back of Thieves Town, so nobody else was getting that.
Alright, there's going to be crystal number 6 for Teto. We just get to head on into Turtle Rock. Ed maintaining a approximately 3-second lead over Zen Arcane and Meyer here.
Yeah,
Alright.
close enough.
So Teto's stopping here to pick up some bottles, which is going to give Mike a little bit of time to catch up. Actually, Zen eclipsed Mike in Meyer.
Yeah, getting that big key takes quite a bit of time. So being the one who had to explore this earlier gave Zen a little bit of that time back.
What is Teto doing?
I think he's getting the cape.
Why?
After
No,
all this
okay.
time.
So this is a non-negligible time sink to get this, but if there's a yellow spike ball in the torch room in GT, you do want a cape. So
You certainly want something.
yeah.
But that just kind of closes that distance a little bit more. The Bratwurst buddies are going to be on the mountain first, but it's not going to be by much.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree. I really don't see why you would have skipped that cape from the beginning. I mean, it's such a useful item in Randomizer. Like, leaving it till now seems silly, but... Oh, and
Especially when you were there to get the hook shot. You walked right
messing
into
up
the front of the castle.
Waffle House drive-thru here, so Zen Arcade now about 3 seconds ahead of Ed. This is really close. Everyone climbed the mountain to head into TR. Teto going to get there first slightly.
And how do you like to do this, Gil? I feel like the first one in when you're this close together goes ahead and goes left because that's the one side that you're reasonably likely to be able to skip.
Yeah, I mean, I think you just pick one or the other and have one person do one person do the other. It doesn't really make a huge difference. Alright, Teto first one into TR. Ed's going to be second one in, barely.
And both of the last Locationeers were just throwing Obscure away. Did you see that? They were both
Rip.
going for the rock, and Obscure said, "Hi, guys, here I am."
Alright, Zen third, Mike fourth, but, I mean, everyone heading in here within 30 seconds of each other.
Yeah, everybody's just going to be playing a little follow the leader here.
Yeah, it's interesting. Last Locationeers both going for Torch Room first. Bratwurst buddies both going for the Compass Chest first.
Yeah, the Bratwurst buddies were split up enough that Ed already knew there was a small key there, and he wasn't really going to get to skip it.
I mean, chances are likely that you're going to have to do both of these anyway in a non-keys TR. Who picked the mode, Tyler? I believe Locationeers did, because they are the higher seed.
I'm not sure that I would have wanted to pick Randomizer into the Bratwurst buddies, but then again, I don't know that I would really want to pick anything into the Bratwurst buddies, so it's probably
I mean,
my
yeah,
choice,
I
right?
mean, at this point, you know, it's real hard to play that game of, oh, what mode are they better in Invitational League when we're in top 8, you know?
Looks like Mike got just a little out ahead of Zen here. And he's going to give the time back by finding out what the boss is.
I did not see what it was.
It's Lanmo.
That's boring. Who have we not seen yet? We haven't seen a Cold Stare, right? We haven't seen an Argus.
We saw a Cold Stare. Cold Stare was in pod. Because I specifically remember Mike using the spikes on a couple of them.
Okay, so we haven't seen an Argus then. Everything else I believe we've seen. And we have seen a duplicate Helma. Yeah, Bratwurst Buddy's still maintaining a slight lead through TR here.
I think Tedo's about to be potentially very happy about this cape, depending on what's actually been replacing the fire bars in this room.
It's probably fine. It's usually just like, okay, never mind.
Uh-huh.
Oh boy.
And the half magic.
Yeah.
He's gonna put it right back on.
Not like a good roller in the dark room to really ruin your day. Shadow never picked up that blue mail either, so that's 4 hearts if he gets hit by that. And there's our silvers. Nice.
And apparently there was teammate communication, not hiding the silvers. So both of these runners are going to fight land molas at basically the same time, and all of a sudden with silvers, and you could do the fire rod half magic, but now with the silvers it should be even freer if that's possible.
Did Zen not get the silvers? No, he did. Okay. Nicely done. All right, almost simultaneous crystal pickups. But Zen and Mike just one room away. So, you know, people are putting numbers in chat. They want to play the GT Big Key Guess game. Let's see who gets to GT first, because that's going to depend how we start this count. Mike doing the, or not Mike, Ed doing the hook speed there to get ahead of Tedo. Looks like Ed is going to be the first one in.
He loves him some hook speed. Let's see if he goes forward on the stairs here, too.
All right, yep, Ed officially the first one into GT.
And Ed loathes DM routing, so of
nice
course
ice rod, dude. Okay, wow. Free as hell.
Why even worry?
Well, no worries about Trinex now. Ed and Tedo gonna swap spots. Tedo got that small key, gonna head over to the right side. Ed gonna continue left. And there's 7. Wow, Ed wasted all that time killing the shadow. Should have just opened the chest.
All that time killing the shadows. Yep.
All right, that is number 7. So congratulations to Dwaya, 2077. Enjoy your accolades.
And all of a sudden, Tedo is going to be the last one climbing.
Yeah, this is... Ooh.
It's not going to be by much, but strap yourselves in, folks, because
Yeah, this is spicy.
This is the race.
A lot of spike traps in this room for Randomizer.
Oh, Ed's gonna go to the refill room. Let's see if anybody else wants the refill room,
Howard
because
strats.
that's
Mike's not going for it. So Mike now in the lead. Yeah, last Locationeers made up some time here. Although suddenly Ed back in the lead slightly by 1 room. Making use of that ether, whereas
Yeah,
then fiddling with the hook shot. Yeah, ether is a good call here.
That ether does the thing.
Yeah. Alright, we have a vanilla Lanmo here. Boring.
So the
Nice
ice
one
rod,
cycle.
just gigantic bait.
Well, yeah. Alright, 1 cycle for both Ed and Mike, and Zen all hitting it there. Oh! Ed taking a fall. Oh, Tedo missing the 1 cycle on Lanmo.
Mike went with the fire rod strats there, whereas Ed bombosed, and bombos took longer.
Yeah, Bombos is pretty slow. And this is where you want the cape.
Ed tried to sneak by 2, and that just didn't work.
Oh. Taking falls here, and yeah, Tedo having a rough Lanmo fight. Both Locationeers now ahead of Ed. Zen running low on magic.
Looks like he's got enough to get the job done, though, because he'll get the refill here in another couple of rooms.
Nice fluff, Ed.
That's
So
almost
what
a
is this
vanilla
gonna
yellow
be?
spike.
Is this gonna be a vitreous? Nope, cold stare. Just hover it, Ed. Just hover it.
You coward.
Mike letting the puffs get away from him a little bit. Zen as well. Let's see if Ed can keep the clumps. All right, very clean fight from Ed there, just picking up a little bit of time. Another fluff from Ed, good job.
It could have been a refill, you never know.
Ed doesn't need a refill, he's got gold sword. Like, what? He's not gonna take a hit on Ganon.
I think Zen got the best of that first round out of the three who were in the fight. Yeah, Zen definitely got the best of that one. The other two are still working away.
Definitely last Locationeers game to lose here. As long as we just have a couple clean Ganon fights, they should come away with this.
Tedo's going to have to re-cape. He uncaped during his door transition.
Oof. Alright, let's see. Will both Locationeers get the 1-1? Looks like Zen's got it. Looks like Mike got it. Ed's free with gold.
Mike's going to have to be a little careful here. He's going to get the cape out.
Yeah, you got plenty of magic. You got silvers. You don't need to save that. Ed, what are you doing? Why would you potion there? Quarter Heart is not dead. You're not getting a hit here in Phase 4 with silvers. Alright, and Zen takes down the pig first. Mike second, Ed third. Yeah, that's wild. 1, 2, and 3 all within like 5 seconds of each other.
Within 5 seconds of each other.
Wow.
Go ahead and get your GGs in chat, everybody. That was one race.
Oh no, Tedo unfortunately taking a death.
Yeah, he stopped Ganon with the torchlight right on top of himself. And we're joined by today's victors in Game 1, Zen Arcane, Structural Michael. Good game, gentlemen.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Good evening. Good morning. Was it good?
That was a good race.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun stuff happening in that one. Between Hammer on Skullwood's Helma and Fire on an Ice Palace and everybody basically climbing GT at the same time.
Yeah, I was saying to Sen as the Ganon exploded, so I was like, there's no way they're both snipers right now. And we were the ones sniping.
Yes, yeah. All the first 3 finishers all within 5 seconds of each other.
Yeah, that was wow. And Tito would have finished closely behind if he hadn't seen
Tito
all
was
of us
only
finish.
15-20 seconds back, if not for the unfortunate death there in Phase 4.
Yeah, he said in post-race chat that he saw all of them finish and he got distracted and took a death. So that was unfortunate. Of course, we feel very good that we took game 1.
Yeah, GG's Tedo finishing up now. Yeah, no, it's got to feel good to take game 1 against this team because they're pretty good.
Absolutely, yeah. So I'm curious, sequencing for the other team. I guess we'll find out. But no major mishaps, I think. Sen, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean,
There's a minor change jump situation.
yeah, that,
Yeah.
I was talking about that chain chomp. I really was like, oh. But other than that, like, felt bad, but okay, whatever.
Did you Did you just not? Were you just? Why did you try to hammer jump?
I thought I could make it.
Okay.
I was convinced I could make it. And
He's a gamer.
That's what I figured. I was like, oh, well, he must be doing this for swag. Like, there's no other reason you would do this.
I thought with its position I could get away with it, and I
I
had the
think
luck.
it is possible if you time it exactly right, but
So I think on my first attempt where I had the cape and I laid the unfortunate double bomb, like I laid it down instead of to the right. I think that time would have worked, because I think I had the timing okay, and then it just all went off the rails there. So I was like, you know what, we'll just find a key and walk in. It's fine.
we are also joined by the Bratwurst buddies, Mr. Ed and Tedo. GG's.
Yo,
Hey,
GG's, guys.
GG's, guys. That was sick.
What
Sorry
a
for
waste.
sniping.
Oh, that's fine. It was like, I will be done right now, and I just saw, I think Zen was the first, or whoever. Oh, there's already a finisher, but you are done as well. Okay, they are the finisher. Wait, there are already 3 finishers, so...
Yeah.
Oh, that means we lost anyway. Let's go for the triple. Oh, I died at... I don't care. So it was a really close game. I think it would have been like 15-ish seconds apart in average time. So, yes.
Yeah, that was so close.
Yeah, super close. Like I said, you guys all... I mean, at the end of the day, it kind of came down to how you routed GT, because Zen and Mike, you guys both went left, whereas Ed and Tedo, you kind of did a little swap there, so Tedo needed a little extra time to start the climb.
Yeah, like we went in order of right. The first one in went right, the second went left, and Tedo and Ed did the other way around. The first one in went left, I think. And therefore,
I went right. When I said that there wasn't a small key, Tedo literally just robbed the pot key and did full right.
Yeah, if Ed was there like 10 seconds later, I would already go for... I'm going for a Dark Magician's thread. So I would have played the room, but as you went like, there's nothing, I could say, I got the pot small, I don't care. That's fine, I guess, but...
that makes sense. I mean, me and Sin were closer together entering, so I was already in Stalfo's room when he was in Hope room, I guess.
I mean, this is like throughout the whole season.
So together we were 5 seconds. Yeah, you guys were.
Yeah, we were like, who's gonna get to GT first? Because people wanted to play the guessing game. I was like, but Ed got the hook speed out of TR and pulled ahead slightly.
Yeah. Wow.
But yeah, I mean, it's super close race all the way throughout. Ed and Tedo ended up being the first ones to that hammer by a little bit, but for the most part, you guys kind of just covered each other's tracks a lot of the time. Ed and Zen were doing the same things while Mike and Tedo were doing the same things for a good chunk of the seed.
Was it just a bow then that you guys were hunting for?
We eventually were looking for Samaria. I found the bow, and then I went rushing right to pod, and then basically when Tedo said, there's a book in ice, all I could think about is screw Eastern Palace. I'm gonna go get that book, and I'm gonna have to probably, for the third time, make my way to Hera Basement, because I tried twice, but I talked myself out of it.
That's the thing is you not doing Eastern immediately after pod there actually kind of cost you guys a bit of time, which would have maybe made the difference here.
You guys again, I was gonna say, but again, this is it's gonna be one of those things of, well, if I did this differently, then okay, that's this result, and then okay, fine, you're gonna.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you needed to beat Eastern anyway at some point. You were right there.
Yeah, but I also needed to try to help find Samaria, and I felt at that time.
Maybe I did say, Ed, go to Eastern.
You did. You did. I also
Yeah, but
told
it
you
was
to,
too late.
I also told you to go get the cape earlier than when you
And
decided.
I told
to do
you
it.
to get the hammer, but you
We
did.
were questioning that too.
Yeah, I was going to bring that one up. It felt like the time to get that would have been when you went to get the hook shot, Teto.
Oh, you skipped the cape?
I maybe skipped the cape. Yeah, could have happened.
On purpose? Or did it slip your mind?
I totally forgot about it, and I was thinking about the dark cross at this point, as we hadn't checked this one, and I went for this, and later on it was like, oh, there's a Vidian Eastern. Oh, I don't have the cape. This is okay, but stupid. And right before GT, it's like in the first room upstairs where you have to enlighten the torches. It's like if there's a bad spike sitting, you don't have a cape or a burner. This could go so much more wrong than go for 15 seconds back.
And
to
there was a
normal.
bad spike there.
not that bad, to be fair. You can
as
go
bad,
with
but
iframes.
still.
Yeah. But yeah.
I mean, you could still have invincibility and then still get destroyed by that spike. So it didn't matter for me, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, hey, for me, I had both. Let's go.
The big spike is even more. The spike was even more scary, as this always gets you when you try to sneak around. So this was the nice spike. But yeah, nice hammer placement. Period.
Yeah, that was something.
Did you guys also clear out swamp in the end?
I did the mistake. I played a full ice palace after the fire ward, and it was like, yeah, there's nothing here. And I didn't have the mirror and everything else for such a long time. And I went into swamp as I need the loot anyway. And I decided to full clear it as it just bailed out after the loot first trip. So I could have gone back into ice palace because everything was open except for the Zumaria.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I got the hammer and said no to ice. I didn't want to get the items without the cane. You know how it goes. So obviously you rush swamp because that's where the items are now.
Yeah. Did you open up all in ice palace in the first trip, or did you bail out after the fireward?
I was thinking about it, but nah. Fireward opens up with one check. What am I? Insane? No.
we never checked the middle chest in Skullwoods, so it's like this is the only chest left. We skipped throughout the seed except for Hera Basement, and
I tried to skip that, but no, Sen had to go and get that later.
Ed was like, "I'm going for the lamp. Yeah, I'm going for the chest as well." Oh no, I didn't. So okay.
No. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. I'm gonna put this PG-13 as best as I can. But I said, all right, well, I got the flute. I'm going to keep the portal because at this point, I might as well get the lamp because Desert is calling my name, and it's like, all right, well, I got K45, and I might as well get that stupid shovel so I can get, the sword. Because imagine scouting the Desert Ledge, and when I saw that fourth sword, I laughed. But I turned around and I said, all right, Teto, you didn't check the vanilla big key chest, right? He goes, no. I says, should I? And then when I got the lamp, I said, yeah, you know what? Bleep, 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 bleep. That chest, I'm out of here.
Can confirm that.
I agree. But we did. It did end up being Pampas, so we got knowledge that we were able to actually beat the boss once we had the fire.
I was going to ask this one because I went there first with the firewall and I dropped down to the boss. And I was like, I'm down at 6 bombs with like 6 or 7 hearts green mail. This isn't looking that great currently. So,
oh no,
what a fight! But it went well. But a nail biter. It was a nail biter.
You said that because I did also drop with only 6 bombs.
Oh no.
You both did it with exactly 0 bombs left. Yeah, it was.
It
was something.
Sen did great.
That's a great fight.
Sen is much better at this than I am. I am holding on by a thread every single race. I don't know.
And you were both just happily lobbing bombs at Helmasaur there, and it wasn't working out very well for anybody.
No. It was sketchy. Well, we got game 2 tomorrow. Veterans. Is it the same time, Sen?
No, I think it's 2 hours later.
3:10 Eastern, yes. So
Yeah.
note for people who want to watch Game 2 of this series tomorrow. I don't know if it has a channel assigned yet, but it'll be on one of the SpeedGaming channels at 3:10 Eastern, co-op Veterans, and I believe it's going to be Ed and Skelly versus Zen and Brave?
Correct.
Okay.
I was also informed that because we were going up against such incredible people, the last Locationeers, that Mike lobbied to add Logical Randomizer to the Veterans tomorrow.
Yeah, I convinced Dante somehow.
Excellent.
I know. I sent him a good steak, you know. I don't know if that worked. That would be fun.
Find out. We'll find
It'll
out.
probably just come back as brisket.
More than likely.
It turns out all the enemies turns out to be vanilla somehow.
Yeah, I know.
Is this
Somehow,
even
some way,
randomized?
everything is. Yeah, somehow it's all vanilla. It's, you know, but no, this was definitely a fun one. I thought by chance we might have eked one out, and then when I saw Zen finish, I'm like, oh, okay, well, we just need Mike to finish. I don't know, about like 30 seconds behind for us to possibly pull it out, and then, hey, Mike finished too. Cool.
I think we were down to half a heart, and I was like, take your time, take it slowly. And it gets for you the same. It feels like, there's a really high chance we're gonna win this fight, as we are all in the Ganon fight at the moment, and we will finish like 20-ish seconds apart, or even closer in your case. And it feels like you can't lose this race. But this just, undermines this how great people are playing this game, and how great everyone here in the race was, and how close of a race this was without any major mistakes we did. So we went through everything nice and clearly, and you did the same. So big GG for this really great game.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And to share the same thing that Teto said, like, I mean, I know that there's going to be people that are saying, well, you know, if you know, Bratwurst buddies did this differently, blah blah blah. It doesn't matter when it's all said and done. Last Locationeers won, and they played great, and big GGs to them. You know, and again, you know, this is the nice part about like the whole rando community is that I get to race people that I consider friends, and you know, it's, you know, at the end of the day, I turned around and said, hey, oh well, this is fun. We hopefully put on a good show for the chat and everything, and that's really all that I care about. So, you know, and again for Teto, having him as a teammate just literally makes me laugh the entire time. So again, big thanks to him for that. But yeah, no, this is a blast. I mean,
we might have another game,
fun.
Ed. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I might. Yeah, there is talk already.
This could have been my last free stream here. Yeah. So big thanks to you as well, Ed. It was a pleasure playing with you before we disband.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Really great people here. Really great people.
Well, I can only say, right back at you, in less words. I appreciate your words. That's very, very kind. It's so fun to race you guys. You're always so funny to talk to. You know. So you can beat us anytime, and maybe tomorrow is one of those times. So we can get a game 3 AD, first one in the entire playoffs, I think, and no one has picked that before. So.
No one picks AD in this tournament. That just doesn't happen.
It was the first time Randomizer as well, I guess. So yeah.
Listen, all I could say is this: I hope Scottish Brave is ready for a pet seat tomorrow.
I'll let her know.
Please let her know.
Best of luck tomorrow, and have a great time as well. Yeah.
Will do. Thank you, Tato.
All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for us this afternoon. Like we said, keep an eye out tomorrow, 3:10 p.m. for race number 2 of this series, if you want to catch that. We have one more race on the schedule for this evening, it looks like, at 10:40 p.m. on SpeedGaming Main between your mom's favorite rando team and Don't Forget to Track Us. Looks like they are playing Co-op AD, the mode that no one picks. I'll keep an eye out for that. If you want to watch that, I think that's it for today. Mind Dim, you want to close us out here?
All right, yeah, Gil, it's always a pleasure. It's fun to get to sit down in the booth with with a couple of friends on tracking, and call a race of 4 or more friends. It's a very nice community feeling. But yeah, we've got the league still ongoing. One more game tonight, more games tomorrow. We are into the second round in both open and invitational leagues here, and maybe they're not all quite this close, but there's a lot of excitement to be had. So by all means, go ahead and hit speedgaming.org/schedule to find out not just the Link to the Past Rando League things that are going on, but everything else that the wonderful folks at Speed Gaming put on for your entertainment. And don't forget one more time to follow all of our runners. I believe we've got the links in chat, and the links in chat for the common tracking crew as well. But yeah, I'm MindDM. Gil was right over there. Tedo and Ed and Zen Arcane and Structural Mike all put on a wonderful show for us today. But now it is time to briefly say farewell. Have a good rest of your day, everybody.